and he found me. And he woke me up and he said, we're going to have to do some stuff. That big old motherfucker pulled my wife out of the fucking fire, and then we went and fucking got my daughter out of the fire. Both me and him walked up in a torch and brought her up out of the fire. And fucking then we went back to the house and went to take the pile up off their house. And this is after 8 kills, all right? So we went to take the pile up off the house to try to get them up out of the house, and they fucking... The laws showed up, wouldn't help me pull fire off the house because they're afraid they'd get burned. And I told them I'd fucking kill them if they didn't. And then their fucking asses still wouldn't help. They finally showed up with a foam truck. The foam truck got it to almost the door. I unpiled from the door and we got up in the house. And we got up in the house and there was Austin standing up asking me to help him go get fucking, it's my son, it was my son because he's my blood, like he came from me, but Austin raised him, so it was me and his son, you know what I'm saying? And he asked me to come get his son and his wife up out the dungeon, and fucking, instead of helping, Lancaster walks in and shoots him in the fucking head, and then turns around because I turn around and fucking go at him, and this is the motherfucker that threw up my money on my own head. So he done that shit so they would burn us, and then he went out there to fucking make sure that he could kill us.
Was he a lawman?
He's a lawman. He's supposed to be a lawman and all this shit. He was a deputy because they dropped him in rank from his sheriff position because of all the fucked up shit he did. And he's still fucking running around fucking acting like he's law and shit. All he is a punk ass big old bitch.
And what about this 8-foot tall guy? Is he from Mason or is he maybe a foreigner or what?
No, the 8-foot tall guy, I met him fighting, and it was probably one of his generals that went rogue or something like that, But he loves me. He like a son, And everything that he had ever done to me, he had apologized for.
Was he an American?
Yeah, he was American. Yeah, he
But he was a giant, I guess. If he was
a giant,
tall.
we called him the keeper. He keeps the family. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
And shit, and He was good people. He wasn't trying to burn me and shit, He was trying to help me get these people out of the fire,
Now, when y'all got your wife and your daughter out of the dungeon or out of the fire, were they dead or were they alive?
So my wife and my daughter stayed in one house, and Austin stayed in another with his wife and his son, which his son was her son, and I made the kid. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
But he was raising him. You know what I mean? Because I never come out there.
But they stayed in a different dungeon or a different fire?
My wife and my daughter, this was Greg Abbott's granddaughter and his great-granddaughter, his great-great-granddaughter, I don't know what it was. But they were both royalty in the United States, and they never got a fire built up on them. They built a fire outside of the fire that they had up on the house.
Uh-huh.
And fucking... we're throwing them in it, and I said, if y'all do something to them, I'm gonna fucking kill y'all.
Uh-huh.
And they went to throw them in the fire, and I tore out that 75-foot pile up, fucking dug the, winding through that motherfucker, and went to stabbing people in their fucking throat. Because they fucking done try to kill us, you know what I'm saying?
Was it a human sacrifice? Is that the reason they were doing that?
No, there wasn't no human sacrifice. They had a hit thrown up on us.
Oh.
And it was like $1 trillion.
Oh.
So they kept doing it. This was fourth time or something like that this had happened,
Now, how old were you when that thing happened where you had the duffel bags where you were doing the fight and those guys came up on y'all to try to get that?
We were 19 years old. I got my first sealed concert. And in my first concert, I was singing as the bouncer because I started bouncing, young. And Austin was the lead singer. He outsung Aaron Lewis, and Aaron Lewis said that he could sing as his son. So he sang songs as Aaron Lewis's son. And I sang as Sam Riggs. I come up with Sam Riggs at Kevin Fowler's studio. It's crazy, it's crazy the things that you can go through in your life and people try to take it from you because of something somebody else says, And don't forget, if you're gonna try to do some law enforcement or any kind of work like that, or even if you're a debt dealer or a fucking keeper or an equalizer, whatever you are in the world, don't forget, one person's word does not mean that's what happened. That's just because they're pissed off. You have to find the whole background behind everything before you can go and do something. Because you could just be raping the person that got raped. You know? You could just be fucking shooting the person that fucking got shot. You know? All that shit, you got to do your background work before you go to doing shit. And a contract, you know, it all depends on what the fuck they did. You know what I'm saying? You can't just throw up a contract and say, well, we're all killing them. Well, you can all try to kill them, but if they all reap your fucking souls, then you're fucking dead.
Yeah. Well, now what about, speaking of rape, there was a deal where the lady accused of rape here was that in Mason, Texas?
That happened, yeah, in Mason. The thing that happened to me.
Yeah.
So I got tied to a fucking bedpost and they raped the fucking shit out of me. And fucking I broke my back. I broke my back because I kicked the dude in his chest and left a foot impression. And then fucking woke up again and kicked the dude in his fucking jaw. And then woke up again and fucking kicked the dude in his nuts and his dick wouldn't work at all. So, you know, am I gay or did I get raped and fucking and they fucking tried to pursue it as I was gay so they wouldn't get in trouble? Like in Libya, if y'all get online right now and go to looking up Libyan porn, you'll find officers online raping people, and their fucking asses are in Texas right now doing the same shit and getting money bags behind raping people that didn't even rape nobody. You know? Like, it's fucked up shit. You can't do that shit to people. If they don't agree to getting raped, then you can't rape them. That's rape. Straight up out of it. I'm not gay. I'm not queer. I'm not faggot. I got 25 fucking kids. Still 25 kids. I made more kids in the last couple of years. Fucking all that shit. I shit out fucking kids all over the place. And that it's fucked up because they try to burn all my kids out of Texas. And I'm royalty. I was ordained by the fucking queen.
So they were trying to kill your bloodline. Do you think that's the reason they're trying to kill your kids?
That's my biggest deal. You know what I'm saying? You know, the Queen of England. She's my great aunt.
That's fascinating. That's absolutely fascinating. We found out recently within the last few weeks that I'm related to a bunch of English royalty. And I mean, it just blew my fucking mind, man, because it's a small world or something. And I was thinking, oh, well, you know, maybe everyone's related to these royalties and these movie stars and everything. And they tell me, no, that's not what it is. You know, maybe there's some kind of bloodline shit going on.
You know, I'll explain that. The Queen's brother was older than her, which was my great-great-grandpa. He went to establish a country with his wife, which was a princess of Spain. They went to establish the country, and some foreign force came in and killed him, but didn't kill the princess. They got him killed off, you know, before they killed the princess. And the Spain's king, you know, which was her father, decided to send them to America so there wasn't, you know, attacks on them, which was the Bankston line. And that's my pawpaw. He's a Bankston. Well, when I was young, 4 years old, she called for her great-great-grandson and her great-great-nephew. And we went to England. That happened again when I was 12 years old. So,
one thing that's interesting on a lot of these episodes, it ends or whatever when you wake up. In other words, you've been knocked unconscious through being hit in the head or something like that, or was it
being raped?
No, just all those other things too. You know, like you wake up, in other words, maybe you got knocked unconscious, or were you in an astral or a trance, or what? How was it that you always?
So if I spit like. First, this whole thing occurred, you know, with this rape shit. All the girls in Mason decided to sleep with me, and in the royal line, our immune system is the same cell as HIV, but it's made singular. It's vigorous. It's our immune system, though. It's so many generations that it's like Africa. The people don't die with HIV. They have it, but it's not HIV. It's it's their immune system. So it ramplifies to kill out a disease and then deramplifies by eating itself or filtering out, you know, either or. In the last couple of years, they've stolen the facial hair that was on my face, which was orange, like the royal line. They've stolen, what else? Organs out of my stomach. These are officers of Texas that decided to take organs and muscle off of me because they were sick and thought they could just take my stuff. And then on top of that, this officer thought he could make a king and fucking have a fucking Aryan army to back him. So this shit's gone so fucking far as I don't know what to do.
So were they trying to make a clone, or what? What do you mean he tried to make a king? Was he trying to create one?
He tried to make an Aryan king, I guess.
That's using some of your genetics?
I'm an Anglo, okay? I'm an Anglo. That's what English people. Most of them have some kind of Spanish in them. Spain, from Spain. You know what I'm saying? Because the kingdom has Spaniards, French, all that shit. You know what I'm saying? So I'm an Anglo. That's just what I am, you know, that because we all have some kind of Spanish line. Even
is that Aryan or not?
Even Edward, he's Anglo. He's got, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So
it's crazy. Is that Aryan? Well, I mean, are Aryans orange haired or red haired?
I don't know.
Well, that's what they specify them as.
Oh,
so
okay.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
So all the Aryans over here that fucking said that Spanish line's not a good line. Well, in England, fucking all the Aryans over there that are whitest motherfuckers that have orange hair, they're fucking Anglos.
Yeah. That's true. That's absolutely true. Yeah, they try to say the Hispanics over here are not Aryans, but over there, it's the Spanish people are Caucasian.
Yeah, they're Caucasian. They're the same type of people as the English, you know, other than the Brits. But I mean, it was a lot of inbreeding when Britain was there. You know, that's why England took it back over. You know, it was fucking horrible then. You know, it's crazy. A man like